Vertex BD has a variety of tools for designing stairs and stair rails. These tools can be found under the Modeling tab, Accessory Components. To view all the components, select the More button to expand the view of all the components available. There are several tools for adding basic stair shapes such as straight stairs, L shape, U shape, angled, and curved stairs. For complex custom stairs, we suggest drawing the stairs in 2D. Select Railing to add predefined railing styles. The Stair Railing tool allows for greater control of your railing design, since there are a lot more parameters to set in this tool. The same goes for the Stair tool. Use the tool for greater control of your stair design. The tool also includes a stair railing generator. Use this as an all-in-one tool for stair design. I will use the Stair tool to add the stairs to our model, but first let's go over a basic stair component. I will demonstrate how a basic stair component works using the U-shaped stair. Please note these stair accessory component tools are identical in the steel version of BD. Now under the basic stair shapes, this one's specifically for the U-shaped stairs, there's several tabs: General, Corner, and Library. Under the General tab you have your main stair dimensions. You have your width, height of the stairs, the tread depth. There's some information here showing you the length of the left side. So this is a U-shaped stairs. There's a left side, there's a right side, the total width, the riser height. Then you have a section here for steps, number of steps to the left side, number of steps on the right side, and the number of steps in the middle. And it gives you the total. You have a refresh. This will refresh your view of the stairs. So if you click on the refresh button, you'll get a view of what it currently looks like. You can also view the stair in 3D. Now you see that the button changes to view in 2D. So we'll click it and go back to 2D. You have several corner options, similar steps in the corner, different steps in the corner, one landing or two landings. You also have corner step dimensions. You can specify the horizontal length of the corner, the vertical length of the corner, the number of corner steps. Landing information is displayed here. And then you have a Library tab. You can load a design that's already been created. You can save one, and you can also delete. Let's go back to the General tab. We know that the width is 39. We'll leave it at that. We'll come down and make some changes. I'm going to change the number of steps. I'm going to even them out on the left and right side. So I'm going to select, let's just go 5 on the left, 5 on the right. Let's have a total of 16 steps for these stairs. We need to add 6 steps in the middle. I'll hit the refresh button. It still doesn't look right, so we'll make some adjustments to the corner. Set it for 2 landings. Let's set the landing width to 39 inches to make it a square landing. The landing depth, I'll just make it, just go 12 inches. That's the thickness of the landing. Leave the overhang as is and select the refresh button. That looks a lot better after making our adjustments. View this in 3D. If you want to save this as a preset, select the Library tab. Type in a name under the save. I'll just call it Test 1. Save it. Next time you want to use this specific U-shaped design with these parameters, you can go ahead and find it under the Load menu and select the Load button. Let's go ahead and just cancel out of that. The other basic stair components work in a similar fashion. Let's take a look at the predefined railing component. I'm going to select the More button to find the railing. I'm going to select Railing. Now this one has several railing designs. I'm going to just select the basic railing. Now we're just going to come out here to the right side and just draw our railing. It comes up with a location. So what floor level do we want to add our start point? So we can have it go from one level to another. So we'll start with the first floor and call it good. I'm select OK. And I'm just going to draw a straight line. The opposite end will be located on the second level. The railing will span from the first floor to the second floor. And I'll hit V to confirm. I will add another railing. This time, both the start and end point will be located on the first floor. And V to confirm. Let's take a look at that in 3D. Hit the F2 key. And if I zoom out, give you more of a front view, you can see the first one we drew goes from the first floor to the second floor. The second railing runs horizontal on the first level. This is just a basic railing component. There are no parameters to set other than the style selection. I'll hit escape and select those, and I'm going to delete those. Select the F2 key to go back to the 2D view. We're going to use the stair tool to insert a stair on the first level. Select the More button to expand the accessory menu. Select the stair tool. Let's go with the stair tool generator. At the bottom you have the stair type, step, stair string, and railings tab. Over to the right you have your 2D view and 3D view. Over to the right there are several buttons for saving and loading stair parameters. Located under the tab titled Stair Types, under the stair type you have several stair designs that you can select from. We're going to stay with a straight stair in this example. You also have some general parameters. You can insert the story height, the width of the stairs, flight step count, the length. You also have the run line parameters. You can add the run and the rise. You can expand it to see the first flight stair widths and other parameters. Under the Steps tab, you have parameters for your step, your molding, and your materials. Under the stair string, you can select the string or type, the location of the strings, none, left, right, or both, the string or height, the thickness, a profile, and you can also set the material. Under the Railings tab, you can design the stair railing. You can insert the railing height, baluster spacing, number of handrails, location of the balusters and handrails, and the designs of each of the handrails and balusters. You can design the start baluster, end baluster, if you have a middle baluster, and then your basic balusters, as well as other settings for the railing and materials. For this project, we're going to load a preset stair design. So let's come up to the right corner, select Load. The browser will open up to the Pics folder. You'll see two different stair templates. We're going to select the Tutorial Stairs 1. And we'll select Open. Now it's loading those parameters. Let's go to the stair type. We're going to change the story height value in this preset. The story height is the height that was set up in our parameters when we first set up this project. This height can be found in our 3D levels as the floor-to-floor height. In this project, our value is 10 foot 1 1/8. We'll type in the value in inches, so it'd be 121.125. Now, if you're using the steel version, the value is 121.875 for 10 foot 1 7/8. There's a slight difference in the depth of the floor system that we used. So if you're using the steel version, type in 121.875. Otherwise, in the wood version, it's 121.125 for 10 foot 1 1/8. Select OK. Now you see that we have the stair linked to our cursor. We need to adjust the reference location so we can insert it correctly. We'll right click. You see that we have similar tools to any other component. Let's go ahead and we're just going to select the reference point. And over in the window that appears, we're going to zoom in and select the end of the arrow, which would be the middle of this stair. Now you see that the reference point's changed. Let's zoom in to the stairwell. We want the stairs centered on the door, but it also needs to line up with the wall framing. We need to find that point. Right mouse click, go to Snap, and select Middle. From here, we'll pick the corner of the door frame on the left and the right corner of the door frame, and it'll find that midpoint. And now you see the stair is in line with our framing and centered on the door. Now that we have our stair inserted, let's take a look at it in 3D. Let's hit the F2 key, rotate around till you get a good view. We'll need to hide a few objects so we can see our stair and walls. Click on the ceiling, select the H key to hide the ceiling. Hit the other ceiling, hit H. Select the middle wall and select the H key to hide it. We need the wall hidden so we can edit the stair walls. We can go through and rotate it to get a good view. We have stairwell walls that are extending through the stairs. We need to adjust those walls. If you recall from an earlier video that we can take a wall and we can modify the shape using its grip points. So if we select a wall, you'll see we have some midpoints and some corner points that will allow us to adjust the shape of this wall. We're going to modify the shape of this wall by moving the grip points around to create the shape that we need. I'm going to select the middle grip point so we can adjust the length of this wall. So it's locked in the y-axis. So I'm going to zoom in. I want this wall to intersect with the stair stringer. So I'm going to zoom in, rotate this a little, find where the wall intersects with the stringer. You can see that dashed line showing you when it finds an intersection. Now see how that dashed line indicates that we found the intersection point. So we'll left click. Now the wall has been adjusted. I'm going to zoom back out. This time I'm going to select the top upper left grip point. Select the O key to lock it in the Z-axis. And come down and find a vertical point that does the same thing right above that point. You can see that our dash line again has adjusted. So we found the intersection point. So we'll left click. So it just steps up. I think that's the difference of the hardwood thickness. We'll zoom back out. And now let's go to the other side. Select this top grip point. Again, hit the O key to lock it in the Z-axis. We're going to follow this down until we find the intersection point. And we've got the dashed line showing that we found the intersection. Left click. Select the escape key to end the command. You can see the wall matches the slope of the stairs. Now we can rotate this around and do the exact same thing on the other side. Select that middle grip point over on the right side. Zoom in. Zoom in until you find that intersection point. You can see that. There you go. There's the dash line. Zoom back out. Pick that top corner. Hit the O key to lock it in the Z-axis. Straight down. And select the intersecting point. Zoom back out. Go to this upper left corner. Hit the O key to lock it in the Z-axis. Zoom in a little. Follow this line until you find the intersecting point. Left click. Select the escape key to end the command. Now we adjusted the shape of that wall as well. Select Shift-A to zoom extents. And to bring back everything that we hid, right click, Restore Hidden. Let's go ahead and hit the F2 key, go back to 2D. This time we're going to add the basement stairs. Since we're going to add the basement stairs, we need to be on the basement wall layout level. So we'll select the basement level, click the drawing model pairs, scroll down to basement wall layout. Now you should see a reference drawing of the walls. Let's zoom in. Let's go back to stairs, our stair tool. We're going to go over to the load button. This time we're going to select basement stairs, tutorial basement stairs. Select open. We're going to make an adjustment to the story height. For the wood version, our story height was set to 9 foot 6 inches, which is 114. If you are using the steel version, it's 114.75 for 3/4. Again, it's a difference between the floor systems that we used, but for wood, it's 114. Select OK. Now we need to make an adjustment to the reference point again. So we'll right click, select reference point, zoom in the window and select the end of the arrow. And now when we zoom in to insert it, we can select the stair arrow from our stairs above. That will line up our stairs. Now hit escape, and let's take a look at this in 3D. So we'll hit the F2 key. Now we can't really see anything, so we're going to use our 3D limits to view what's going on in the basement. Right click to bring up the menu, set our 3D limits, and select this right pane. It's good enough. And select V to confirm. You can rotate, and you can see our stairs. Let's hide that wall. Now that we added our stairs, we need to add our walls for the upper level. So let's right click, delete our 3D limits, bring back our model to normal, hit F2 key to go to 2D. We're in the basement wall layout. We need to be in the upper wall layout. So we'll select our drawing model pair, go over to second level wall layout, click on that. Now you see our referenced walls. Select Shift A to zoom out. Let's add our exterior walls for the second level. Go over to Wall. Make sure we're in the exterior wall library, framed walls. We're going to select 2x6 exterior bearing. Select OK. We're going to draw a simple rectangle for the upper walls. Right click, select rectangular walls. I'm going to select this upper left corner, make sure that we're on the framing. Down to the lower right corner. And again, select our framing. Now we have our 4 wall set. If you are using the steel version of BD, under the C to C wall library, go to exterior bearing 550 and select the 550S 162-54 C to C exterior bearing wall. Select OK. Let's clean up the reference drawing to make it a little easier to work with. Go up to Reference Drawings, select Layers, and then select a reference drawing. Now you see that we have an image of the reference drawing. We have all the layers on. So what is displayed in the main window is how it will appear in the drawing. We're going to clear them all off and just work with the layers that we need. So let's turn on number 11, Wall Rough Frame. And let's work with our windows and door openings. So that's 26, 27. And that's good enough. That's really all the information that we need. So we'll hit OK. The reference drawing has been updated. The cabinets, appliances, and other objects are hidden. They are not necessary for adding walls. So let's go ahead and add our upper walls. We're going to select Wall, click Walls, and we're going to make sure that we are in the interior wall library. Select Framed Walls, and we're going to select 2x4 interior non-bearing walls, and select OK. To add your interior walls in the Vertex BD Steel version, make sure you're in the CC wall library. Scroll down to Interior Non-Bearing and select the 350S 162-33 C2C Interior Non-Bearing. And select OK. Next, we're going to add the upper walls. We'll go through a couple of methods on adding upper walls. We have some upper walls that need to stack with the lower walls. We will use the reference drawing to help us locate these walls. We will also use the Q offset reference tool to insert walls. And I will also show you how to use constraints. You can rough in the walls, use constraints to move them over to exactly where you need them. If you would like to move at your own pace, you can freeze this frame and work off of the dimensions that are shown on the screen. Go ahead and add the doors, windows, bathroom features, and shelves as shown on the screen. Right-click and clear our settings from the previous wall insert. The last set of walls we added were rectangular. We need to uncheck this and uncheck the open and closed wall. That way we're not having to deal with that, so we'll turn those two off. Let's start with the walls around the stairwell opening. We'll use the reference drawing to help us line up the walls. Let's select this first wall. Get that yellow icon, we can zoom in. Lock it in the Y-axis by hitting the I key. Our wall isn't lined up correctly, so we'll need to right-click and select the opposite placement to align the wall with the reference drawing. And we'll just bring that wall all the way down to the exterior wall. V to confirm, and add the other wall. Lock it in the vertical with the I key. Adjust the wall placement to line up the wall with the reference wall below. And let's just turn the corner there. Hit the U key or the X-axis constraint and butt up against that wall. And V to confirm. Now we have some other walls that we need to add, obviously. We'll add the other walls with the aid of the Q reference tool. We'll clean up any intersections later that we need to. So let's start with this horizontal wall that we have. We have a wall that's going to come out 8 foot 10 inches down from this corner. So we'll zoom in on this corner, get that yellow icon. We'll hit the letter Q to set our reference point. Select the I key to lock the constraint in the Y-axis or vertical. Bring that down and type in 8 feet 10 or 8 foot 10 inches. Run that line horizontal, so hit the letter U. Now we want this wall offset. Right now it's offset towards the top. We want it offset down, so we'll change the placement. So we'll go to the opposite side. And let's bring that wall all the way across. Now this wall is going to run 8 foot 6 inches short of this left exterior wall. So we'll come across and we'll go up to this interior corner of the framing, hit Q, pull it back, and type in 8 foot 6. And that's as far as we want to bring the end of the wall. And then we're going to turn the corner, lock it into vertical, and just bring it down a certain distance. Like I said, we'll clean up the walls later when we have more walls. Select any point here and then V to confirm. Now we have another horizontal wall that is going to be 4 feet from this wall. So we'll go ahead and Q off this corner. So hit Q, letter I, 4 feet. And we'll run this towards the left exterior wall. And that is offset correctly. So we'll hit the U to lock in horizontal. And yes, it's offset correctly. It offsets downward. And butt that one up. And V to confirm. And we have another wall. This is going to be a closet in here. So we're going to have a 2 foot 4 interior distance. We're going to go into this corner. Q. Select the letter I to lock it in the vertical. Type in 2 foot 4. And run the horizontal. So we'll hit the letter U. Change the offset to the opposite side. So that we have a 2 foot 4 interior distance. And we'll run that across. And hit V to confirm. Next we have a vertical wall that is 12 foot 1.5 inches over. So we'll zoom in, go to this interior corner, hit Q, hit the letter U for the horizontal constraint, and type in 12 foot 1.5, or you can go 12 foot 1.5. Either one will work. Hit the letter I to lock it in the y-axis, and this wall offsets to the right. Go up to this wall here. It's just going to butt up against this wall, even though they're not touching. We'll clean it up later. So V to confirm. Next, we have some walls in this area. We have another wall that is 12 foot 1.5 from the exterior wall. Go to this corner. Q, the letter U. Again, 12 foot 1.5. And this wall, I'm coming down at it from the top down. I need to change the offset. Flip that around and butt that one up against this wall. V to confirm. And another closet, which is a 2 foot 4 inch interior closet dimension. So we'll Q off this interior corner. Make sure that we zoom in and get the framing. We have the yellow icon. Select the letter Q, U key, and 2 foot 4. And the wall should offset towards the right, which it is. So we'll lock it in the vertical and just come straight down to this wall. V to confirm. And we have another closet, which is 2 foot 4 off this wall. So we'll hit Q, lock it in the vertical, type in 2 foot 4, hit the letter U. That wall is offset towards the top, which is correct. And we'll just butt up against that wall. V to confirm. We have a bathroom linen closet, which is a 2 foot 6 inch interior dimension. Find that corner. Select Q. Select U key for the x-axis constraint. Enter 2 foot 6 inches. And that wall needs to offset to the other side. So we'll right click, select that placement, lock in the vertical. We'll just go up a certain distance and turn the corner. V to confirm. Let's go ahead and clean up some of these walls, and we'll draw a couple of more that we need here in a second. Let's hit escape. Now this first wall, that needs to be a distance of 5 foot 1 inches. So go ahead and move this wall so we know that it's at the correct location. Select that wall, right click, select move. I'm going to select this corner here, lock it in the vertical, and we're going to come up to this interior intersection, hit Q, and pull it back down. We need 5 foot 1. So now we've adjusted that wall so that it's 5 foot 1 from this corner. You can confirm the distance by selecting Verify Distance on the toolbar. We'll select this corner. We'll zoom in and select that corner. Make sure that we get the correct one. You may have to zoom in tight. And 5 foot 1, which is correct. This wall needs to come all the way across and create a corner with this vertical wall. Now, if we click that wall and we try to stretch that end, it doesn't move because it's locked. If you recall, this is now a wall that's connected to this vertical wall. Now we can disconnect it by hovering over that grip point, right click, and disconnect wall end. Now we can click on that grip point, bring it over, and extend it. Let's clean up this corner. We'll right click over the grip point, and we have a create corner or butt. Click on that wall, and that creates a corner. And let's clean up these T intersections here. We'll select this wall, right click on that grip point, create T connection, and select the other wall. Same thing on this one. Right click over that endpoint, create T connection, and select the other wall. Let's check out these other walls. They all look like they're cleaned up correctly. And we have one more closet to add. Let's hit escape. Let's add the closet walls. So we'll go into wall. Let's select pick and just click any one of the walls that you've drawn so we select the same type of wall. Come over to this corner, cue off that corner, hit U. The interior width of the closet is 5 foot 4.5. And lock that into vertical. And the wall should offset to the left, which it is. And we'll come down 2 feet 4 inches for the interior distance. Turn it to the right, lock it in the horizontal with the U key, and butt up against that wall. B to confirm. So we've added these walls manually using the Q reference. We're going to go over one other feature called constraints. We have a few more walls over on this area that we need to add. And I'm going to show you how to use constraints so that you can rough in some walls and then add constraint dimensions that will be used to adjust the walls to their exact locations. Let's zoom in. Let's add a few more walls. Select the location along the back exterior wall. Run the wall vertical, select the I key for the Y axis, and extend the wall down to the horizontal wall. And V key to confirm. We have another closet wall around here, so we'll just click anywhere there. Hit the letter I for the Y axis. Bring that down and butt up against that wall. And one last wall right around here. Lock in the I, butt up against that wall. And let's add one more running horizontal. We'll just click that corner of that wall and butt up against that one. Hit escape, and let's clean up this corner. Right click over that endpoint, create corner or butt, select the other wall. Hit escape, go ahead and hit save. We just roughed in these walls. We will use the constraint tool to move these to the exact location where we need them. But first we need to make sure that our constraint settings are set up correctly in our settings menu. We'll go over to File, go down to Preferences, go over to Drawings and Models. In the View and Usage dialog, select the Usage tab, and make sure that 2D Constraint Manager is checked. Leave the automatic constraints unchecked, and select OK. Now, constraints can be added in from 2 locations, under the Modeling tab, Connection and Distance, or under the Drafting, Constraints and Distance. I will leave it under the Drafting menu and select Distance from there. We'll click Distance, and we're going to work our way from the right to the left. It tends to work better if you just move in one direction. This wall needs to be located 6 foot 6 inches from the exterior wall. Click that wall, and when you click the wall, you get a green line indicating your selection. And we'll want to select the framing of this interior wall. And you see that we get a dimension telling us what it currently is, 6 foot 4 5/16. Click anywhere to place that dimension. Now you can change it by typing in 6 foot 6. Select OK. And you see that the wall just shifted over. We'll do the same thing with this closet. We'll select this side of the wall and this side of that wall. Just drop the dimension in there and type in 2 foot 6. And this wall here is 5 foot 8.5 inches from this wall. So we'll zoom in, click that wall, add the dimension, type in 5 foot 8.5. And this wall here needs to be 5 foot 1 to match the other side. So we'll click that wall, that wall, type in 5'1", and see how it adjusted that wall as well. Now that's how you can use constraints to go in and modify your walls. So you can rough in your walls and then go in and use constraints to make your adjustments. You want to be careful with using constraints. If you tend to go in a lot of different directions, you may find that the wall that you intended to have shifted doesn't and a different wall shifts. So you want to be careful when using constraints. Next, we need to add some doors, but first we have one more wall down here that we need to fix. Click that wall, right click on the end and create T connection, but up against that wall. That should take care of them. Okay, let's go ahead and add some doors. Go to the modeling tab, select door. We'll go down to the interior 6-panel door, look for the 2/8 door. Select OK. Let's start with this wall. Now this door needs to swing the opposite way. So we'll right click, we'll flip it, and we need to use the opposite reference point. So we'll change that to the opposite side, and we want that inside the bedroom. So we'll need to flip it here in 2D. There we go. And we'll just come over, we'll cue off this corner and go over 3 inches to the right. Now we'll stick with this same wall. We'll just add this door on this side. We need to flip that back over or mirror it over and cue, pull it to the left 3 inches. We have another bedroom in this area. Let's switch the wall, right click, select wall, and click this wall. Now we need to flip that over to the other side, and we can find that corner, select Q, pull that over to the left 3 inches. We have another bedroom in this area. So let's change the wall. So select wall, click this vertical wall. We want that door flipped to the other side. And we'll cue off that corner, bring it down. We have a little bit more room there, so let's just hit 6 inches this time. Next, we have some bathroom doors to add, so we'll go in and select door. Hit the back button, and this time we're going to go with a 2/6 door. Select OK. We'll click this wall here. Now we need to flip this door to the other side and mirror it over. We'll come off this corner, cue over to the right 3 inches. We'll need to add another door on this side. So we'll right click, flip that over, come off this corner, select Q, pull it to the left, type in 3 inches for that distance. And we're going to add one in the middle here for the walk-in closet. This time we want it centered along this wall. Right click, change that to middle, and just pick any of these 2 lines here for the midpoint. Zoom out. We have a couple more closet doors to add. We're going to change the size. We'll right click and select Edit Parameters. We'll hit the back button. Let's go ahead and find a 2-foot door. Click on that one, and we're going to change the swing angle to 30 for these doors. Select OK. And we're still along this wall, which is fine. We'll click on a midpoint for this door here. We need to flip that door to the other side. And let's have it open the other direction. There we go. And find the midpoint along that wall. We'll add another one on this wall. Right click, select wall, Flip it to the other side. And again, flip it this way. Find the midpoint. Zoom out a little and do the same thing on this wall over on this side. Right click, select wall, and that's fine. Just find the midpoint. The angle looks fine. Next, we have 3 bifold doors to add. Right click, edit parameters, hit the back button. Over on the left side, go in and find the interior bifold 4 panel. And we'll select the 5-footer. And everything else looks okay. We'll start with this one down here. Select wall. And we'll just find the midpoint of the interior side. Select the wall. We'll add the bifold to this wall. We'll flip it to the other side. And again, find the midpoint of the interior side. And one more along this vertical wall. Right click, select wall, flip it to the other side, and find the midpoint. Zoom out a little. That should take care of all of our doors. So hit escape. Let's add some bathroom fixtures. So we'll go to the modeling components. Over under the building components, expand the bathroom library. Select fixture, and let's click on toilet. You see that the toilet is linked to the cursor. We're going to zoom in. We're going to add it to each side of this wall. So we need to change the direction. So we'll right click. Let's rotate it to 90. This time we'll select the drywall corner. Select Q. Lock it in the vertical and bring that down 16 inches. Let's flip the next one over 180 degrees. So I'll right click, 180, and do the same thing off this corner, Q, lock in the vertical, bring it down 16. Select escape. Now let's add a tub. So we'll go back to components, bathroom, tub, and we'll select the shower tub combo. Let's go and select this drywall corner. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, but we need to change the reference point. So we'll right click, select reference point, and in the diagram over in this window, click the lower right corner and select this point. Now let's take a look at this in 3D. We'll hit escape and zoom. So we'll need to make an adjustment to one of the tubs because the wall is on the opposite side, as you can see. So let's go back to 2D. We'll select this tub, right click, and we will just mirror it. Select the midpoint, the edge of the tub line. Select I, just pick a point out here. Select no, we do not want to maintain the original geometry, we want to replace it. So we'll select no. And now if we look at it in 3D, it's flipped correctly. Back to 2D. Let's go ahead and add bathroom vanity here. Components, vanity assemblies under the bathroom library, and we'll go with the 36-inch single sink bathroom vanity. Double click. Let's rotate that 90 degrees counterclockwise. And we'll select this drywall corner. And now let's add the other one. We need to flip that one 180. So we'll right click, go 180. And we need to change our reference point. So we'll right click again and select select locating point. And we'll pick this lower right corner. And we'll zoom in, click on that drywall corner. Let's add one more thing here. Let's just add a towel bar here. So we'll escape and back to components, and we'll go to accessories. And let's go ahead and add the towel bar 24-inch. So we'll need to add this one here, and just go ahead and pick a point anywhere along there, roughly in the middle between the toilet and the vanity. Let's go ahead and select 180 to rotate it. Go ahead and just drop it close along that wall. Select exit or the escape key. Select the towel bar. Click on the insert point. Press the I key to set the vertical constraint, and select the same point on the other towel bar to line them up. Escape. Let's add the windows. So we'll go into Window Library, and we'll go into Clad Double Hung 1x under the Window Library, and look for the 2442. 2442, double hung. Click, and we'll just select OK. Let's go ahead and add the windows at the front of the house. These will be easy to locate. We're just going to center them along the existing windows that you can see in the reference drawing and the front door. So we'll select this wall. We'll just need to go in and find the midpoint of each of these windows. And we'll find the midpoint of the door. We're going to add another one along the vertical wall to the right. So we'll right click, select wall, find the midpoint of that window there. Now let's add a couple more to the back wall. So we'll right click, select wall. We'll line it up with this window. Vertex remembers the last point when we inserted the window, so we can pull this window over to the right, and from that last point we can type in 7 feet. So that'll give us a center to center distance of 7 feet. Now let's go ahead and change the window type for these next two. So we'll right click, go into Edit Parameters, hit the back button, and we're going to find a 24-210. 24-210, double click. And again, it remembers that last point from the previous window, so we can pull that over to the right and type in 10'6". Let me bring that over. Hit OK. And we'll add one more window, so we'll pull that over to the right, type in 7'6". And hit escape. Now let's go ahead and finish up this model by adding some shelves. So we'll go into Components, we'll close the bathroom, and scroll down under Building Components to the shelf. Let's start with the closet shelf. So we'll add a 12-inch shelf with one rod at 68 inches. Let's start by going to the walk-in closet. Now we're going to select the length of this shelf, so we want it to go from this drywall corner, lock it in a vertical, to this other drywall corner. And that's the back corner of our shelf, so we'll want to rotate this in the 90 counterclockwise direction. Zoom in and pick that point. This dashed line indicates the location of the closet rod. I'm going to zoom over. Since this is the same distance, we're going to just rotate this 180 degrees, and we'll zoom in and pick this drywall corner. Right click and hit OK. We get back to the shelf window, and we'll just double click and add another one. Let's add a shelf in this closet. We'll pick this point, of the drywall and that point of the drywall. And we'll rotate this one 90 degrees clockwise. And we'll zoom into that corner. We'll add one in this closet. Right click, hit OK. Go back to the shelf, double click. We need to insert that distance. Pick this corner and work on this closet next. Go back and hit OK. Select the rod and shelf again and add this distance. Pick that point. Now let's add some 16-inch shelves. So right click, hit OK. This time we're going to select the 4 16-inch shelves. Double click. Add that distance. Pick that point. Select OK. Back to the 16-inch shelves. Insert that distance. We'll rotate that in the 90-degree counterclockwise. Since this one is the same length, we can rotate that 180 degrees clockwise, and then click that corner. Zoom out. And that should take care of our component, so hit escape. Hit the F2 key to take a look at your model in 3D. See our windows, shelves, the vanities. Okay, let's go back to 2D. So hit the F2 key. Make sure you hit the save button. Next, we need to add our second floor deck system. Let's make sure that we're on the second floor deck layout. So we'll go into the drawing model pairs. Select the second level deck layout. We'll insert the floor in the 3D view. So hit the F2 key. Go up to floors. Select default. So we select the default floor system that was set up in our 3D levels. Select OK. If you're using the steel version of Vertex BD, select default floor. That should take us to the frame floor C2C library. And the default floor system that we set up in 3D levels is 1200 S200-54 C2C framing with 3/4 inch plywood. And select OK. Right click, select Add Using Walls. Click one of the walls. Then right click and go ahead and select Linked Walls. And hit V to confirm. And now we have our floor system. The next thing we need to do to the floor is add an opening. Select the F2 key to go back to 2D. And we need to show the location of our stairs so that we can add the hole in the correct location. We'll go into Reference. We'll select Quick Load Drawing Model Pair. And we're going to select the first level wall layout. Now you see that we have our walls for both the upper walls and our lower walls. That'll help us insert the hole location. Select the floor, right click, select Create Hole. I'm going to zoom in, select the interior wall framing corner. And let's just go to the opposite corner and we'll select that corner here. And V to confirm. And now you see that it created our hole. We hit escape and go into F2 to look at this in 3D. Now you can see our hole for the floor. And hit the F2 key to go back to 2D. Let's go ahead and hide the first level wall reference drawing. So we'll go into Reference Drawing, Properties, and uncheck the first level wall layout. Select OK. Next, we will add the floor finishes. We'll add carpet in the bedrooms, tile in the bathrooms, and we'll go ahead and add hardwood in this hallway. Before we add our floor finishes, let's make sure we're in the second deck layout. Go up to floors, floor finishes, and let's start with the carpet. Click OK. Right click. Make sure that we are at Add Using Points. We want to change the horizontal area by bottom plane. That way we're selecting the bottom plane of the carpet, which is resting on top of this sheeting. Get rid of the offset. Change that to 0. Select OK. Let's start with this area here, and we'll include the walk-in closet. Select the drywall corner. And we'll hit I to lock it in a vertical. Let's go ahead and just go up to this corner. Hit U for the horizontal. We'll go up to that drywall corner. All the way over to that corner, up along the wall, so lock it in a vertical. Over to the right, lock it in horizontal. Back to that corner, around the wall. Pick that point and back to our start point. B to confirm. Now let's go into this bedroom. We'll start at this corner by the door. Up and around this wall, into the closet. Make sure that we're selecting on the drywall. Back up to this point. B to confirm. Now let's start in this bedroom. Lock it vertical with the I key. U key for horizontal. Up and around this wall. Back of the closet. And around this wall. And back to our start point. And we'll start with this corner for this other bedroom. And back to where we started. Now let's add the tile in the bathrooms. Right click. Select the parameters icon. Let's select the floor finish tile. Select OK. And let's start this corner. Up and around, and we'll go into the closet. Up to that corner, over to that corner, behind the vanity, back across. B to confirm. And same thing Let's start at this corner behind the vanity, work way up. The I key, whoops. U key for horizontal. Back down. Into the closet. And back to where we started. Now let's add the hardwood floor in the hall area. So zoom in, right click, edit parameters, and we'll select floor finish hardwood. And select OK. Let's start with this corner up here. Let's go into the drywall, and we'll go into the doorways along the edge here because that's where we ended the carpet. Go to this corner, that corner. Lock in the vertical at the end of the floor. Hit U key. Lock in the horizontal. We'll click this corner of the drywall so that we're perpendicular to that point, and then back up. And again, that point into the doorway. Up and around. To that doorway and around. Let's go into the closet. Use the Control and Z key if you make a mistake when selecting points. Each time Control Z is pressed, it will undo a line segment. Into that door. And back to where we started. And read to finish. Select Escape to end the command. And hit F2 key to take a look at the floor finishes. Rotate around, you can see our tile floors, the carpet, and the hardwood. Okay, let's go back to 2D, so hit F2. Shift A to zoom out. Now let's move on to ceiling. We're going to add the ceiling for the upper level. So we want to make sure that we are on the correct model pair. So we want to go over to second floor, and we're going to go to second level ceiling layout. Let's go to the ceiling. Under standard structure ceilings, we're going to select 1/2 inch drywall. We'll select OK. If you're using the steel version of BD, you may notice that there are two ceiling libraries under the standard structures. We have a ceilings and a ceilings C2C. We're going to stick with the ceilings. The ceiling C2C includes the drywall finish with the steel framing, but we're going to stick with just the ceilings and add just the drywall. Select OK. And we could add one ceiling area that encompasses everything, but we want to be a little bit more exact, so we're going to add ceiling for each room. A lot of these rooms are rectangular shape. It won't take long to add the ceiling for this level. So we'll start with one corner, select the drywall. Let's just go up to the opposite corner. Right click. We want to make sure actually that we are set to horizontal area by top plane. That way the plane that we're selecting is the top and the drywall extends downward towards the room. We also want to make sure that our offset is set to 0 and select OK. Select that again. Click that point, Back to that point. Now V to confirm. Let's move into this closet. Let's go into this one. Actually, this is kind of an L-shaped room, so we do need to go point to point. We're just selecting the drywall corners. Let's go ahead and do this big room from one corner to the other. Same with the walk-in closet. And this little closet here. Bathroom, we'll have to go around picking our points at multiple corners. Up to that corner. Make sure if you want your line straight that you're using the U key and your I key for your horizontal and vertical constraints. Let's go ahead and do this closet, that closet. Try to get the right point. And let's do this closet here as well. Let's go to the bathroom. We'll start with that drywall corner. And back to our start. Go to this bedroom. And the hallway. Down the stairwell opening. And back to where we started. Hit escape. And hit F2 key to look at your model in 3D. If you want to see a cross-section view, you can go ahead and add a 3D limit view. Right-click, set 3D limits. Click on that plane. V to confirm. You can rotate so you can see your ceiling and your floor. You can see the floor finishes, the ceiling, the stairs, everything that we've modified recently. Zoom out, right-click, select Delete 3D Limits, and select the F2 key to go back to the 2D view, and select Save. We will start working with roofs in the next video.